One of the most important skills that you can have as a conversation designer is understanding how to take a large project and break it up in a way that's easy for stakeholders to be able to collaborate on and for you to understand. In Voiceflow, we built a ton of organizational components that will allow you to actually break down a large assistant into smaller pieces and navigate your users intelligently through them. In this guide, we're going to go over the best practices on how to use some of these features to break down a large assistant into smaller, more manageable chunks, to navigate users intelligently through your design, and to actually get faster as you design more by using reusable actions inside of Voiceflow like components and template libraries. To start off, I'm going to give you a quick overview of how Voiceless Hierarchy works from the top down. At the top layer, you have organizations. Each workspace is attached to an organization. Most of you will have one workspace with one organization. If you're on an enterprise account, you might have multiple workspaces attached to the same org. Each workspace is like a home for a team that might be working on its own assistants. Now, within a workspace, you have your assistants. Each assistant has its own organizational function that you can work with. At the top layer of an assistant, you have what we call domains. And these are large areas within your system that you can create folders and design in. Usually these are broken out based on big functions within an assistant. So for example, if I had an in-car assistant, I might have a domain entirely on route navigation because it's so big, and I might have another one on music or calling because that's also a large area. Within that domain, you can then have multiple smaller topics. These are like mini folders that you can use to be able to house intents that live within that domain. This system allows you to take a large assistant like an e-commerce bot, an in-car assistant, or a banking app and break it out into something that's a lot easier to manage, easier to version, and easier to collaborate on. In our own assistant, we've applied these best practices throughout it. And so we'll reference this as we go through different guides. We'll also include this as a template that you can download. But you can see right off the bat, I've got a number of different topics for the different areas. One of them is shopping products. Another one is orders and purchases. And within these, so if I go to orders and purchases, for example, I've got my anchor intent, and I've also got a number of smaller flows that users can go through depending on what their goals are. I'm also using reusable aspects like components for things like transfer to agent that I use multiple times throughout my flow, and I want to make sure are centrally managed. So each of the different guides or sub-guides that we've got in this one are going to be able to dive into one of these features in detail and show you how to actually use them. And if you ever get stuck, all you have to do is just click on the bottom right here. This is our in-app assistant. It's actually powered by Voiceflow, and you can ask it anything you want. It'll search through our documentation, try to give you the best stuff, and if you still can't find help, you can always ask our team, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. But get started and let us know how it goes. We'd love to hear your feedback, and you can always message us through the in-app assistant. Good luck.